terrible. I can't tell. It's the springtime in the air. Trees and flowers and everything's pollinating and having something going on. I'm hoping that it's allergies and not actually getting sick. Yesterday I laid around and felt miserable and tried to do a little bit of home workout. Just resistance-based stuff, nothing with bicycle, and just feel awful. Went out for a little less than an hour and averaged like 18 miles an hour, but just didn't have anything on the road like today. And on the way back, I went to Washington Park, as you've seen before. On the way back, it just kind of dawned on me, look, don't be so hard on yourself. It could be just pollen. It could be just that the older the old man gets, the nose and everything gets watery eyes, and I actually could have allergies. So sometimes you got to take a deep breath and find out if you're actually sick or not. Anyway, I'll see you in the next clip. All right, so I asked last week's episode to start posting some questions, maybe give me some more content, and of course 30-something years of or more cycling experience. I'm happy to help out and answer your questions. So again, post questions in the comment section below on YouTube, or also if you're seeing this on Facebook, go ahead and leave me a comment there. Of course, I get the notifications. I'll keep a running list and either reference back to previous videos if I start getting repeat questions, or of course answer them in the videos. So let's get to the questions for this week. Here we go. Let's see, first one, how do you train for specific track events with very limited time on the track itself? Well, this is my secret. Fixed gear bike. It teaches basically the fluidity of pedal motion that you get, of course, on the track. The more time you spend on the track, though, to begin with, the better you're going to be. The more you're going to feel comfort and effort, the more you're going to feel the banking, the more you're going to feel the bike, you're going to feel the way it works. However, power production, even on a stationary bike, if you are training for something with a schedule, say pursuit racing, where you're looking to go over 3.5 to 5 minutes, depending on your fitness level and the race that you're doing, you can kind of gauge your efforts and find out where those zones are. And of course, that's something for a beginning competitor. It's not something to get started off with. You definitely need a good fitness base before you try. Next question is a more advanced question. I like this one too. How do I increase my functional threshold? What awesome words, terminology, and how to do so. So functional threshold is basically when you've got this anaerobic power threshold and aerobic power window. Aerobic means with oxygen, it means with air. If you go too hard, you're going to run out of breath. Okay, really, really simple. So your body has different energy systems. How do you make that progression? How do you push the envelope, so to speak, is interval training. Again, something more advanced. You need at least 1,500 to 2,000 miles, I would say, in an easy gear, learning how to pedal the bike, building up that aerobic base so that when you do these efforts, you know how long you can sustain them. Of course, getting a great coach. If anyone's interested, I'm for hire, so you can contact me that way. But getting a great coach, seeking out the resources that are available for you, good quality resources, and finding what works for you. Thursday, and we're back in the basement. It's a little chilly outside today. Went to the gym, had a good hour on the stationary exercise bike, then another great weight training workout, high volume, 50 to 100 reps for leg press, leg extensions, leg curls, working just on capacity, on workload, on lactic acid clearing right now. And then, of course, towards a few more weeks, hopefully getting more conditioning, a little bit more intensity, shorter efforts. So, getting in my recovery now. Gonna do another hour here. So, getting the legs pumped up, getting some recovery. Got the Scratch Labs in the water bottle. Shout out to Scratch Labs. Go check them out. Fantastic. Cycling specific maybe, but it can help any athlete. That's about it. As you can see, there's the old road bike. I've got tons of videos there. Actually, boxes and boxes of videotape cycling back from most of the 1980s and the 90s. Maybe here in Denver I'll organize some classic cycling watch parties. Something maybe watch out for there. Need to get back to it, listen to some more tunes, and get my recovery. All done. Now, food. Hey, so it's Saturday afternoon, and out, of course, on the road bike here, as you can see, and got a little bit of wind here. Just finished up early. Thought I'd sneak in some, or try out, should I say, some higher intensity efforts, and they can make you humble in a hurry. And I should be humble because it's a very good indicator of how things have been going so far, but realizing I am way out of shape, which it's kind of nice to know and kind of depressing at the same time. So maybe I'll have a couple more thoughts here as we go up the road. Okay, so back home here, had a nice refreshing tall glass of water, and looked at the Strava, the bike GPS program. I'll put a screen flash of it. Just to try to see some sort of something to compare my efforts to, and looks like I'm doing okay, but whew, that hurt. It's nowhere near my potential. Mentally, like I said, it's probably the hardest thing about this, because you know it's going to hurt. You can tell yourself 1,000 times it's going to keep hurting, and it's supposed to hurt. Excuse me, but I feel a little bit better, being that it's the middle of April, and I know that I'm going to be using bigger gears every time I do this, and I want to build to 6 to 10 efforts in a track racing gear, which would be basically twice the size of the gear that I just used there, to mimic the workouts on the track and the efforts. Okay, gearing question. As you know, track bikes are a fixed gear, so they don't coast. You've got one chainring in the front, and you've got a threaded on cog that threads directly onto the hub, does not freewheel back and forth, so it's direct drive. When it goes forward, the pedals, the bike goes forward. If you pedal slowly and you resist the pedals with the motion, you'll slow down. So, of course, in racing, slowing down, it's really not the thing you want to be thinking about. You want to be going as fast as you possibly can. Your legs will give out and you'll slow down on your own. But gearing, again, as a beginning competitor, finding what works for you. If you're coming from long distance like cross-country mountain biking, or even criterium racing, you've got to go to aerobic fitness base. You're used to pushing some heavy efforts. Mimic those gears. If it's on the inch chart, I would say anywhere from 90 to 96 inches would be good. It really depends on you. If it were a beginner, if it's a 13-year-old girl, I would say ride in a 70-inch gear as often as you can. Build yourself up to about an 82, an 84. Back in the 70s and 80s, there was the school of thought of riding in an 82 to 86, maybe an 88-inch gear most of the time. And the focus was on aerobic activity and letting the legs clear that burning that lactic acid. Today we've got aerodynamics. We don't have wool jerseys, leather helmet straps, 36 spoked wheels. We have very aerodynamic equipment. You can go through the wind much faster. So that means that you can push a faster effort with the same amount of force. So why not use a bigger gear? So again, thanks for these questions. Keep them coming, and thanks again for watching. Look for another episode next week.